If you're gonna use balls, are you dealing with do you wish you had a little bit more length to work with? Are your balls too high? Do you need them lower? Let's talk about it. So recently a student, let me turn this, give it to me, son of a. Sometimes you have to say curse words at it to make it work. It's just a thing. So recently I had a student showed up and he had purchased a Ozone Spark. I've never flown the Spark. I know it's a very safe beginner wing. This one had been used. It had a few miles on it. And also somebody somewhere sometime had taken a knife to it and they had cut too much of the line off. This particular wing, the brakes had toggle balls, is what you call them. The balls similar to acro handles, but these are just round balls, just maybe half the size of a golf ball, 3/4 of an inch. That's really what I like. Sometimes I even take the pulleys and just wrap some tape around them to make my own homemade toggle balls, toggle ball-like things. That's what was going on with this particular unit. The wing had toggle balls, but they really don't do you a lot of good when the lines are so short that the brake toggles, as soon as you pulled even an inch of them, they were engaging the brakes on the wing. So hands up is all the way to the pulley. You really want a little more slack than that. Now, especially if you have a glider that has trimmers. You should never, ever cut brake lines. You can address them by, wrapping them up, zip tying them together, putting them in a little pouch, tying knots, braiding them, but never ever cut off a brake line. If you were to take the same wing and put it over on a high hang point unit, or perhaps even a wheeled unit, a trike with a frame, you're gonna need that extra brake length just so you can operate the controls in a comfortable fashion. It's important, so never cut your lines. That's just a pro tip of the day for you. But somebody had cut these lines on this glider at some point, and they had also installed toggle balls. Now, toggle balls are handy. Let me explain what I like on a glider, how it's set up. Personally, I like a glider to have a bit more length on the brakes so that I may put my arms in a more comfortable position during flight. Because most of the time we're cruising. We're not always cranking and banking. We're not always hands off, but most of the time we've got our hands comfortably on the toggles. And if they're just, 4 or 5 inches lower, it tends to be so much more comfortable for your shoulders, holding your arms up at that altitude, at that height. I'm saying it wrong. Hold your arms up here for 20 minutes and then hold them here for 20 minutes and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's much more comfortable whenever you can have them just a bit lower. But personally, I like to have a lower grip on the toggles, but I like to reach up if I'm doing something such as flaring or doing aggressive maneuvering where I'm having to pull extra brake. Those are the times when I would like to reach higher, and that's where the acro handles or the toggle balls come into play. You can reach up above the toggles and then get a higher grip on your wing. You're just doing it temporarily, so your shoulders aren't going to get tired for a few minutes of reaching higher and pulling more. But that's what was going on in this video. I was having to reach higher up, even reaching up to the toggles. It was so high up. I just could not find a good, comfortable grip. Somebody has just cut too much off of that glider in the past, and I feel that it will need to be restrung with some proper brake line links on there. And that's what this video is about. Kylo, I think I was on a Power to Fly something, and an Ozone Spark that had been chopped up. Enjoy. Helmet is a failure. I plug in the external battery and the GoPro immediately turns off. Story of my life. I ain't gonna begin to pretend like I know what's going on inside of that camera. I just push the buttons and talk into it. So, we're test flying this, I think it's a Power to Fly, Moser 185. Just did some work on it for one of the students. I'm gonna take this beast up and see if she works. Ozone Spark. We're gonna add this to our list of, how do you get your handle, Greg? I don't even know where I'm reaching here. Oh, I feel it, I feel it, I got it. Good. Seems to be working. I don't know that I like those balls either. Pretty good wind. And, you know, par for the course, I don't think I said anything into the microphone during this entire flight. I was feeling the wing out. I was training with the students. This was a test flight to see how his gear worked. Look at the brake lines. Look how little room I have. As soon as I pull them just an inch away from the pulleys, it engages the brake. There was an airplane there. I don't know if you saw it, and I forgot all about it, but pretty sure I flew into that airplane's rotor during this flight. I took a little whack on the wing, and I talk about it after the flight. I just had the helmet in my hand. The audio's not that good, but I'll let you listen to the conversation that I had after I landed from this flight. And I was saying, you know, I took a collapse over there, not because of the weather, but when that airplane took off, it did a steep climb. And I tried to put myself far enough away, but as you can see, the windsock is coming from the left to right. Well, that airplane wake vortex came right over there where I was at, and I think I just kind of nipped it a little bit. It had dissipated some. It wasn't a nasty lick, but I'm pretty confident that that's what I hit. So. And just another side note about this particular machine, there was a smoke system installed on it. Now, I put smoke systems on another paramotor that I had, just messing around with an old pipe, but I don't recommend it. It tends to put a weak spot in the pipe, and while I was test flying this unit, I had accidentally engaged the go button on the smoke, and I was pumping some smoke out. They were giving me the kill the motor signal, but I looked back and seen the cloud behind me, and so I knew what I had done. I had tapped that on button. It's in a bad place as far as it's easy to activate, too easy to activate, which means I activated the smoke button and did not mean to while I was doing something maybe like a simple turn. Well, I'll have to take the smoke system, I guess. Well, I accidentally hit the button, didn't even know it.
And the wing?
The wing, the brakes are way too tight. Like, they're almost pulled with the trims in. So I think it needs some more slack in the brakes. Okay. I mean, it's flyable, but as soon as you put any you're pulling. Right, there's no slack at all to feel the brakes. The unit seems to be running fine. That's okay. I took like a collapse right over there. I don't know about where that buzzard is. Well, but I think it was airplane rotor, like the wake turbulence, because it whacked my wing real quick, and when it took off, I went back to kind of wait on it to settle out, but it climbed so quick that I think I touched it on my left wing tip, because no other bumps were like that. But yeah, it flies fine, and it is starting to settle out. But yeah, the brakes are real high, like. You got no slack from the pulley. When it leaves the pulley, you're actually pulling wing down. So they're right there. It's not in an unsafe configuration, but there is no slack. Like, you just want to put a little pressure on it, like you're immediately deflecting some wing. I would probably take like 5 inches out of each one, but it's not something that is going to be some kind of emergency thing. I mean, it flies, but you're going to find that you'll be a lot more comfortable. And I would take those balls off too. I can feel those things banging around and catching on stuff. I don't know why you'd put acro balls on a spark anyway. Y'all gone? You ain't flying? Why? No, you don't. You don't have to. You just fly, man. It's a beautiful Sunday, 70 degrees. Oh, that show would come on every week. I don't think I said anything that whole time. Typical. So I know it was a lame video. Most of them are. Don't take it too seriously, some of you guys. It's okay. It's for entertainment purposes only. These are not instructional videos, nor are they meant to replace formal instruction. I make it for fun. I make them for fun, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. We all the same here. We all got the same sickness. If you're here watching it this far, then we got the same sickness. I hope you can accept that and be happy with your life as much as I am. Thank you for watching my thumbs up video, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Much love, y'all. Kyle. And I thought I would just include at the end of this video, you see this airplane taking off here? Well, I think I hit his wake. I'm just going to let it play out and let you watch it in real time. If you want to fast forward down here to the end, you'll see where I actually hit it. I'll put the timestamp down below so you'll know what to click on. But yeah, I just do a hard climb and I'm just trying to get up and back, and I think it was just drifting to me. He was climbing hard out of there. It was like 2 minutes later. I caught some funky and it dropped my left wing. It was real quick. I didn't video the collapse, but just you watch this and you tell me what you think. I'm gonna let it play. I'll catch you guys real soon on the next one. Much love. Kyle out.